You being weird. Okay, so this is our first video. My name is Jasha. This is the hubby Jahazel, and this is our first video. This is my page, but he's sitting with me today because what we're talking about today is interracial dating. I decided to make this a topic for my first video because it was something I was really thinking a lot about. I guess when I met him, I wasn't too sure what was going to happen. Before we get started, I just want to ask you all, if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe and hit the little bell so you can know when my new videos are coming out. I will do my best to bring them out once a week for you all. And also, thumbs up for me, please. Help me to help the little YouTubers. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so, and I'm sorry, y'all have to excuse me. I got over a cold and I'm still waiting on my voice to come back to normal, so bear with me, please. So hopping right into it, I guess the first thing is why. Why did I decide, after all of my life dating black men, why did I decide to date interracial? A lot of times people say, well, maybe she couldn't, find the right black guy, or, this type of guys, they aren't any good, or, anything like that. And I know a lot of really nice people of all races. So it totally was not that I felt like I needed to go to another race to meet someone who would care about me and love me and respect me. It was more so that I wanted to give myself every opportunity to meet the person who I felt like would be my best friend. And the person who I felt like would be, we click and we'd have the same ideas about marriage and things like that. So that was the reason why I wanted to give myself every opportunity. So I decided to broaden my horizons and see what happened.
Chemistry helps. We got chemistry. I think we're doing it.
You're so silly. So stop it. You interrupted me. Okay. So, that was why. When I made this decision, I had a lot of concerns though. So one of my biggest concerns, well, I had a lot of big concerns, but one big concern was, girl, what he gonna do when I'm like putting weave in my hair and wigs on and stuff? I know other races do it, but I don't think nobody do it like we do, and we do it well. But I like to spend a pretty penny on wigs and weaves and stuff like that. So I was a little concerned about that, and like all while we was dating and when we was talking on the phone and things like that, because we dated long distance. I was wearing like wigs and weaves, and he'd be like, wow, you got your hair done. Wow, how did you get your hair so long like that? Wow, it's short now. Oh, you got that hairdo back again. And I'm thinking like, yeah, I put this wig back on. I sure did get this hairdo back again, When am
I going to break the news, right?
Well, yeah. At some point, you said you didn't remember, but at some point, I was like, I got to tell him because, I'm moving there. We're going to
find out eventually.
We're going to touch each other and, what if he decide to stroke my hair or something, So I told him that, most hairdos he see when they're shortcuts and things like that, they're my hair, short and curly, and that's usually how I wear my hair, red, short, curly. But other than that, the rest of it is fake.
But I gotta say, I wasn't at all uncomfortable with it. Actually, it's cool. I always admired that. I always like seeing different hairstyles and I've always liked the curly hair, real just frizzy kind of cool looking stuff, you know, and I didn't mind it. I think it's actually a cool feature to have. So, you know, hey,
it's a feature. It's a feature, like
whatever it is, like a movie,
like a TV or something. That's what its features. So I'm glad that he was okay with that, because I wasn't getting rid of my weave for him. That was not happening, because you know, sometimes you just don't feel like doing a whole bunch to your hair, and weaves and wigs help. So we was okay with that. And my favorite wig is like a little short black and red wig, and he used to always say, "Oh man, I love that hairdo on you. Oh, that look really nice on you." And one day I had to tell him, like, I didn't go get my hair done. You know, this is like my go-to best friend hairdo. You know, so yeah. But you still like her, don't you?
I absolutely do. Yes.
Okay.
Were you weirded out that I'd be like, I'm gonna have to call you back like in a month, because
I wasn't sure how you were gonna respond, because like I told you earlier, you know, black men, they expect it. They expect weave. They expect wigs. They know we're gonna wear it. Some of them like it. Some of them don't like it. Some of them complain. Some of them don't. But you know, at the end of the day, they expect it. I wasn't sure what you all expect. Not trying to be funny, but I never dated anybody who wasn't black, so I wasn't sure what.
I know what you mean. I mean, the Hispanic chicas, they don't do something, you know, all the time like that. They do certain stuff with their hair, but it's not so, like too elaborate or too dramatic. Where like you might have a short hairstyle. Next month, you know, you'll have like long braids and stuff like that. And I mean, you know, it's nothing too different like that. But like I said, I love it. It's cool because you get variety, you get, you know, different looks, and I think that helps a lot.
So, okay, so that's about hair. I got some notes over here, so bear with me. I'm going to be looking down in my notes every once in a while, because I want to make sure I touched on a few different things that other people might wonder about when they thinking about, do they want to go interracial, because, you know, a lot of times it's something that people might be interested in, but don't really know if, you know, what it'll be like. So, the other thing I was concerned about is that I only speak a little bit of Spanish. I was concerned about that. I was thinking like, okay, am I going to spend time with his family and everybody speaking Spanish? And I'm like, what did she say? Did she just say something about me? I know it sounded like she said something about me, because she looked over here.
Oh, she just said you look like you like the tortillas, that's all.
Well, I do like tortillas, but what's she trying to say?
Well, there you go. That they're good.
Should I not like tortillas?
You should love tortillas. I said that weird. Tortillas. There we go. So that was what I was worried about.
But again, nothing to worry about. I get along fine. Nobody makes me uncomfortable, and you know, speak predominantly some other language around me or whatever. You know, they all speak English very well, and it was just me being silly. So that's that. That's that. I wondered about the cultural differences. I wasn't sure what to expect. What do other people do? It wasn't any culture shock. I mean, you know, they do have different dances and, you know, Spanish music and stuff, but I like that.
See, that's the thing where some races, some individuals from certain races may follow the traditions a bit heavier than other ones will, you know, like for example, I never, you know, joined a mariachi band or anything like that, or wore the big sombrero. I never made her wear a poncho.
I thought about these things though, like is one day he gonna come out and he's like, well, this is our traditional
You're gonna start to
Sunday,
tamales now.
You know,
nothing like that. It was just, you know, it was chill. It was smooth.
But we did have some differences. With
good differences.
Differences that we embraced. And small things, very small things, like our music very different. I grew up listening to R&B. I'm a big fan of like Mary J. Blige, R. Kelly. You know, I'm liking the people who came out during my time, but during my time, his time too, he was listening to someone totally different. So we both came together like, oh, have you heard of them? Have you heard of that? And I'm like, no, I don't listen to that. You know,
some stuff we would listen, like I wasn't listening to like, you know, like Spanish stuff, but it was still different stuff. Like me, I mostly was like rock, or like, you know, a bit harder stuff. But I like.
But now you
everything.
Listen to Toni Braxton.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Toni Braxton. Like, see, that's my girl. And I was like, you know, what if I want to play Toni Braxton? We gonna be singing along. Is he gonna sing with me? Because that's important. I'm in the car, I'm chilling. I want you to sing with me. You know, but like, you know, he got to learn the songs, but at least he liked the style of music.
Yeah.
You know, so neo soul, that's where I'm at right there. You know, I like music, soul child, stuff like that, and like, you know, he feeling that kind of music, and we do listen to some Spanish music, and I understand some of it, and you know, I'm embracing some of his music too. So it worked out. With that, with food, you know, it's like there's a lot of Spanish dishes that I never taste. All I had was a burrito and a taco. That's it. If it wasn't a burrito or taco, I ain't tried it. Torta. That's the sandwich, right?
Torta, yeah.
Torta.
Tortas are good.
Yeah. So I tried that, you know, but you know, he showed me a lot of different Spanish food, and you know, he had some soul food since he met me. And I'm still working on showing him all of our dishes, and he's still working on showing me, you know, his dishes, and we enjoying it. That's cool.
Go together.
Yeah,
you know?
And we went vegetarian together, so now we like learning all new dishes together.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole new world we just opened up together. So that was that. So I'm going to tell you something that I felt like I could never deal with, and I was concerned about this, and I don't know, I think I've told you about this, but I didn't tell you we were going to talk about this right now, was whether or not you would be tyrannical, whether or not, because I've heard, and you totally proved that it's untrue, but I've heard that, you know, when you date a Mexican man, he's controlling. He's very controlling. He controls the house. He controls his wife. He controls his kids. And to an extent where you might feel uncomfortable as a wife. And I was really concerned about that because I got a strong personality and I ain't got no time for people to be trying to control me. We can, you know, I will cooperate, but I don't want to be no one's child.
Right. I think, you know, and you said you had it wasn't just my race, but it was other races that also had that feature too.
Yeah.
I think ultimately what it boils down to is how the person was raised. You know, you gotta have love overall, having good chemistry, having, you know, humor. I think I've always told her is an important thing. And I mean, we got a lot of that, a little too much sometimes. But I mean, you know, it really takes maturity.
Sometimes at the wrong time.
A lot of times at the wrong time. But that's what it takes. It just takes, you know, loving your mate to the point where you wanna try things, you wanna do things a little differently, you wanna, you know, ultimately you love your mate and you're willing to do anything for him. So
about being tyrannical, he's totally not. He's definitely not a pushover. He's definitely not a pushover, but he's good at doing what men supposed to do in the house, but doing it lovingly. He's good at that.
Yeah, I love you. Love that.
Below?
Start over.
Below?
A loving.
I'm not taking that out.
You don't have to. But I think a relationship, you got to be mature and you got to compromise a lot. A lot of the stuff that, you know, maybe she wanted to do, maybe I wanted to do, maybe both of us could come to an agreement and do things a way that benefits both people. I think that's very important in a relationship, because you got to be able to do that in order for you guys to grow. And I mean, arguments happen, you know, right, baby? I mean, we got arguments, they happen. I think every relationship is going to have an argument. You're not always going to agree on everything. Sometimes you're going to butt heads, sometimes you're going to disagree. But you know what's important is that...
Is that we both agree that I'm right.
No! What's important is that, you know, you made me forget about it. Yeah, I think that's what's important. No, not really. What's really important.
Yeah. Did you have any concerns about me? Because, I mean, you hadn't been in a real relationship with a black person.
No, I hadn't. But one thing I should add is that I never really dated, you know, my race. But I was never taught to either. I just, you know, didn't
I wasn't
really
taught to. It was just like, that's what's in my neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what you see.
I grew up on the west side of Chicago, so that's that, you know?
Yeah. So it wasn't really important to me, but, you know, I think you covered the concerns that, you know, maybe both of us probably had about culture. Concerns? You know, how was it going to be with her family would accept me or not? How would that be? How would that all tie in? Would her friends accept me? Oh yeah, I feel your family accepts me. Very, very big time. Awesome family. It's cool. It's really awesome. I love the ability to be able to see different types of ethnicities, because you get to see the way they work. You get to see stuff that's important to them, and then the food. Oh, the food, man. The food.
You eat too much.
Try not to.
So,
but we're vegetarians, so that's a good thing, right?
That is it. I think we're wrapping it up. Are we wrapping it up? Okay, we're wrapping it up. So, I will be back next week with another video. Be looking out for my next video. Please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that like button. Yes, yeah. And hit the like button and the little bell.